Today I want to talk about 3 myths, 3 legends, 3 things that just don't exist, but we talk about them in the watch world all the time anyway. Let's get into it after the intro. Hi, I'm Pete McConville. Welcome to my channel. Here I like to overthink, overanalyze, and just geek out on watches far too much to be healthy. Today, what I want to talk about are 3 legends, 3 things, 3 creatures of myth that we constantly reference, we constantly write about, often speak about, but actually just don't exist. The first is the underrated Rolex. Something is underrated or underappreciated for one of 2 reasons. One, there's not enough marketing behind it, not enough push, not enough influence, not enough people talking about it, so that the vast group of people simply doesn't know that this thing is real. They just don't know that it's out there. The second reason is that something could be underappreciated is that it changes so much, or that it's so close to the edge of fashion that its appeals simply aren't understood. They're not part of the zeitgeist yet. No one's figured out that this thing, if not now, will be super attractive one day. Neither of those things can apply to a Rolex. The truth is, Rolex has more money than God and is very happy spending that on marketing. There is few people on earth who don't know the word Rolex or that it makes watches. Go to pretty much any website. Time and Tide just did something recently where they were talking about the most popular watches, going through a bunch of countries. And yeah, Rolex is far and away the most searched for and most popular and most known about watch brand. People that non-Rolex people will talk to other non-Rolex people in things like Rolex reference numbers. And they'll know. Non-Rolex people will talk to other non-Rolex people about the difference between a 4, 5, and 6-digit sub. We will know the founder of the company. We will know when it was founded. We will know which watches came out when and where they fit, and which ones are in the professional line and which ones aren't, and which ones have got wait lists and which ones you can get. And that's just talking about people that aren't even into the brand. There is nothing to learn about Rolex. Everyone knows everything there is to know about the brand and its watches. The idea that it could be underrated because someone hasn't heard of it is frankly laughable. And speaking of things that are laughable, the idea that the charms and appeals of a Rolex, any Rolex, have yet to be discovered, have yet to reveal themselves, is equally a joke. Rolex famously, proudly, deliberately promotes itself as not revolutionary. It creeps its design along, slowly evolving from a baseline that was established by and large back in the early 1950s. There is nothing avant-garde about the most forward-leaning Rolex. Every single aspect of its aesthetics, of its functionality, of its horological input, everything is known. Everything has been well and truly weighed up. There is nothing left to uncover. There is no practical or physical way that a Rolex can be underappreciated because we know it all and we know its worth. So yeah, there is no such thing as an underrated Rolex. And the fact that there's no underrated Rolex brings us to the next mythological creature, the next Bigfoot of the watch world, and that is the Rolex Killer. And really everything I just said, you could say again. We constantly see people say that this new Grand Seiko diver will be the Rolex Killer. This new shooter will be the Rolex Killer. This new Omega will be the Rolex Killer. The reality is every brand is starting so far behind Rolex. They're starting probably 3 decades behind Rolex in terms of marketing and push and influence. Now, given how much Rolex outspends everyone else in marketing, not only is it 3 decades, it's probably in the order of 30 to 40 billion of spend behind the Rolex marketing machine to try and get past them, to kill them. Look at the Morgan Stanley numbers, and Rolex is at the moment, Rolex, the brand, I think it's going to be line ball, but I suspect that Rolex, the brand, probably has a larger share of retail money than Richemont combined. All of the Richemont brands, more than the Swatch, all of the Swatch brands, more than LVMH, all of the LVMH brands. They're like 4 or 5 times bigger in the retail sense than any other brand. The idea that someone's going to come up with Art Watch, which somehow kills Rolex, is a joke. And the last thing that doesn't exist is not a Rolex, not this time, but it's the perfect watch. Because what does it mean to be perfect? Can you be a perfect watch if not everyone thinks you're perfect? I would say that's an oxymoron. That's the point of perfection is it can't be made better, and it can't be made better for anyone. So a perfect watch can't exist because we are dreadfully imperfect, and we want all sorts of different things. Some people love exclusivity. They love the idea that something is hard to get. Other people hate the idea that something is hard to get. Some people love the idea that a company only makes a product in 1 or 2 colors. Other people despise the fact that a company only makes things in 1 or 2 colors. Some people want designs that are constantly moving forward and changing and always giving me something new to buy. Other people want designs that never change, or change only very small and in incremental ways, so that you can one day, you can be confident that you can buy that 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line when you are in a position to do so. Both of those positions are absolutely correct for the person that holds them. Neither of those, none of those positions are right nor wrong. But the fact that they are both right and both wrong indicate that no one watch can make those two people happy. Therefore, no watch can be perfect. Now, I probably haven't said anything particularly revolutionary today. So why does it bug me? I think it bugs me for the same reason that it bugs me when Nico Leonard calls himself the watch expert, but then says nothing particularly interesting. I just really get irritated by people optimizing, thumbnails. Clickbait bugs me. You're going to say, Pete, this whole video and the thumbnail I put up is unashamed clickbait, and that is absolutely true. But it annoys me. I wish it didn't exist. I wish people didn't do it. And the reason I want to put this out, the real kicker in what I'm saying is, please do me a favor. If you ever see an article, or if you ever see a podcast, or if you ever see another video after this one that has the title, The Underrated Rolex, has the title, The Rolex Killer, or has the title, The Perfect Watch, please just don't click on it. Please just let it go past, because whatever's at the other end of that, on the other side of that, is just waffle, is just bullshit. That is just consuming time, consuming mental resources, and it's just toxic sludge in this world. And I would love to see less of it. These things do not exist. The person peddling that story is stealing your life from you. Just don't click on them. Anyway, so I've been Pete McConville. I've probably stolen some of your time. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. If you didn't, you know what? I'll try and be better next time. Like, subscribe, and do all that sort of stuff anyway. See you later. Bye.